Hey guys, I'm back, and now that you guys waited for all this time, I don't want to hear no Johns about you guys being spoiled or anything, because I give you guys a good while to exit the video, and if you guys are here now, it's because you want to know what happened. But just in case you have any doubts, I'll let you take some time off to think about what happened and see if you can actually figure out what the story means, what's the deep message, and what exactly happened in the ending. So I'll give you 2 seconds. Alright, well, if you haven't thought of it now, then now is the right time to look at what I'm about to say, to listen carefully to my words. Okay, here's how it goes. In the beginning, we see that this man that's named Dart, he's 23 years old. We learned throughout the course of the game his parents died. Well, one of his parents died, and the other one was taken control over by an evil entity named Melbuframa. Well, anyway, that entity took over his father, whose name is Zeke. And so with that, Dart went to look for whoever was responsible for the murder of his mom and dad, who he thought at the time were dead, and that was as a result of the Black Monster. So anyway, we learn eventually that the Black Monster is Rose, and a lot of things happen between the time we learn this and the time Dart starts his journey. Like, for example, we learn that there's this girl that Dart's always been with as a childhood friend named Shauna, and Shauna is revealed to be the Moonchild. And so what happens to the Moonchild is that the Divine Tree, as we know, the Divine Tree is the progenitor of life, and what that means is that it's the ancient ancestor. It's the one that created life. It's the entity that created life, and so it bared 108 fruits, and those fruits were all species. Some died out, some survived, and the wingleys were responsible for that. Anyway, the 108th fruit that the tree gave birth to is supposed to be the god of destruction. But so Shauna is supposed to be the god of destruction because she's the Moonchild. Like the celestial tree selects a actual Moonchild, like selects one person every 108 years because it's the 108th fruit. And so the Black Monster, who is Rose, is supposed to go ahead and kill the Moonchild, because if not, then it will bring about the end of the world. And Rose has been doing this, this cycle for 11,000 years, and she's been saving the world countless times, so many times, and and in this generation, she's unable to kill the Moonchild because she mistakes the Moonchild for Shauna's twin sister, who is Princess Luvia, who we learned that had a striking resemblance to Shauna over at the Phantom Ship. So anyway, there's a lot of political struggle between Emperor Dole and King Albert. These two are rivaling countries. One is on the western border, one's on the eastern. But they're actually quite near each other. I mean, one is more to the south than the east, but it's still on the eastern side, the southeast, I would say. Anyway, it's Basile versus the Imperial Sindoris, and so these two fight, but they're family, And the thing is that Emperor Dole was a man that wanted to fight for his people, but his ways were corrupted, and that's how Albert gets mixed up into all this. Then we learned that there's a man named Lloyd who's on the loose looking for divine moon objects, and he manipulates people into wanting those objects. Like, he manipulates Lennis, a fellow Wingly, and forcefully takes some of the objects from other people, like as we saw Queen Teresa from the Crystal Palace at Deningris. And also Lloyd is revealed to have acquired a Dragon Buster, which was a weapon used to slay dragons, or the power of dragons, which is what he used to kill Lavits. And so let's move on a little bit more. So we fast forward and we see that Nobu Frama is it was actually divided into two parts. One is the moon that never sets. So Nobu Frama was just pretty much, his soul was sucked out of him, and his body, his flesh was turned to the moon that never sets, and his actual like soul was a crystal that was kept contained in three holy places, three sacred grounds. And we learned that Melbu Frama was taking control of Zeke, and he broke each one of those seals individually and used Shana to awaken the god of destruction. And then he absorbed the power and kind of spared Shana's life, but absorbed the power himself and turned his own self into a god. And but yeah, after we kick his ass and make him humble and shit, we learned that Zeke comes back to his senses. He and Rose sacrificed their lives to save Dart and everyone else, and to kill Melbu Frama once and for all. And so after the last sequence, there's some things I want to explain. Okay, first of all is the that part where Dart goes into his room, or somebody's room that wasn't mentioned, and you see a glass, like a glass of was it wine, champagne, wine, or I don't want to say it's wine or some kind of alcoholic beverage, and you see it's set on the table. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I do. If you think back to the first disc, this was when Lavis was talking to Dart and said, after all this, you know, I'll buy you a drink. I mean, that's what Dart told Lavis, and he was actually following up on his promise to his dear old friend. And that's the significance of that scene. It's so powerful and subtle, and so many people miss it, but I wanted to bring it up to everyone's attention because this part is extremely powerful. And anyway, the next part that I want to explain is the part with the birds and the Dragoon spirits. Well, I mean, obviously I know what it is, but I'm playing a fool in the video, that way I don't spoil it. That's the only way I could actually not spoil it. But I wanted you guys to think and reflect on it and what you think it means. So anyway, the meaning behind that is that, okay, it's implied, it's heavily implied, and it's actually true that Rose and Z are reincarnated into the spirit of those birds. And that's why you see their Dragoon spirits down there. And I don't know if I kind of agree with the way that whole thing played out, because I mean I know the message behind it. The message is supposed to be that, you know, time is an illusion when love plays, you know, when love is the main act. You know, like, I don't know, I could have phrased that a little better. You know, like, love is an illusion, time is an illusion, love lasts forever. You know, there are no boundaries. You know, there's no restrictions. Love is a very powerful tool. It's what the message implies. And so, anyway, so right, yeah, the Dragoon spirits are on the sand somewhere, probably in an island somewhere over in Flets or something, I don't know. So that's what that means. And yes, there were the red Dragoon spirit and the dark Dragoon spirit. You know, it looks a little bluish violet, but this, trust me, it's the dark Dragoon spirit. Yeah, that's really the main meaning behind that. Rose and Zeke were reincarnated, but I kind of didn't like a little bit. I like that they live forever and stuff, like they're living forever, but I think they've lived too long. You know, I think they live for far too long, and I think they deserve some rest for being heroes. You know, they deserve rest for doing all that they could and saving the world. And you know, that's what I think. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and write anything you feel like you want to write. at this point you can spoil anything you want because the Let's Play is over. You know, I'm very big on people spoiling things in comments. I mean, I personally don't mind if someone spoils something to me, but I want to be considerate of other people. But you know, at this point, like I said, it really doesn't matter because Let's Play is over. And you know, if someone's foolish enough to look at this video without actually seeing the Let's Play, you know, that's their fault. So, you know, guys, go ahead and leave any comment you want. And yeah, let me know what you think, because I'm really interested in knowing what people think about this ending and about the subtleties of it all. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for watching, and thanks for the support once again. And I'll see you guys in the next Let's Play, which I won't reveal at this time, but once I finish 999, you guys are in for a treat. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See y'all later. Peace.